able to make it. I think this is the first class you've ever been. Is this your first live class? I think it is. So that's okay. She's got a prom gown to alter, says Dawn. So are you gonna watch the video, Dawn, or do you have to get off? I'm just waiting for her to respond. Teresa, is this your first class? Your first live class? Awesome. That's great. It might just be you and me. You're going to get a one-on-one lesson. But that's okay. She's getting off. Send the video. She has a prom gown to alter. Okay, Dawn, I will send you the video. No worries. All right. Don't worry about it. There's lots more classes coming. Don't worry. We'll see you later. I'll definitely send you the video. Let me just start recording before I forget. I did that before, Teresa. I actually forgot to hit the, I am recording. I already hit the record button. I forgot to hit the record button. So it's a good thing I had enough supplies because I had to do the whole thing all over again and record it. So did I lose you, Teresa? Are you still there?
I'm still here.
My little box disappeared.
I'm still here.
So it might just be you and me. So I'm not even going to bother muting you because normally what I do when we have a lot of people on here is I mute everybody because a lot of people forget to mute and it just kind of cuts down on the background noise. So maybe somebody will pop on a little bit late, but I got to do the video anyway. So
yeah, I still probably need the video too. So
of course, if you attend a live class, you'll get the video. That's a definite. So this is usually what I do. If you watch my videos before, I start off on the one camera on my laptop, and then when it's time to make the wreath, I just kind of move over to my other camera that I already have set up so you can see my craft table. I want to get a new setup here. I'm looking at some different options for cameras. Cheryl's here. Hi, Cheryl. I'm looking at some different options for cameras because I want you to be able to see me as I'm working, and not just my hands, but it's important for me for you to see what I'm doing. And I've played around with a lot of different. I'm just going to mute everybody right now. I've played around with a bunch of different setups for my camera, and it just seems like you could see me, which is okay, but you didn't really have a very good view of what I was doing. And hi, Carlene. You didn't really have a very good view of what I was doing, and that's the purpose of the class. I want you to be able to see what I'm doing. It doesn't really matter if you see me or not. But again, I'm looking at some different options for cameras where you can get a good view of what I'm doing and you can see me as well. I know there's a video streaming camera that you can get, Mevo, which a lot of wreath makers are using, but I think that's just for Facebook Lives. I think it's just for live streaming. And what I'm actually doing right now is, even though we are live right now, it's different. It's a video conferencing service. I don't know if Mevo will work with this, but Carlene, can you hear me? You can chat if your microphone's not working. You can chat you can type your answer in. I think this is your first class, and someone else just had to leave because she had something else that she had to do, and it was her first class, and I think she may have been having some issues with her microphone. So don't worry about it. If you can't talk, we'll fix it. I'll get with you tomorrow or another day when you're free, and we'll see if we can adjust your settings in Zoom, because usually when someone can't talk or they can't hear, it's an issue with the settings in Zoom. Somebody just joined us here from a 631 number, which I think is Long Island. Who's that? They're muted right now. I don't know who that is. So we got a bunch of people. We're getting people jumping on here. I'm going to start working here. If you guys jump on, just go ahead and just tell me that you're here, because a lot of times it's hard for me to see who's jumping on unless I stop and I hit my little arrow. I only can show a certain number of boxes across the top of my Zoom screen. So what I'm going to do first is plug my laptop in, my charger, because I don't want to lose battery. So we'll get that going right now. Now, typically, I like the work wreath forms, which, if you're not familiar with those, is one of these. This one I have to use for our class on Sunday though, so that's why I'm not using it tonight. This is a work wreath form that already has the pipe cleaners attached. And the reason why I like to use these is simply because it makes a fuller wreath, and you'll see why. This is a Dollar Tree frame that I put pipe cleaners on, and you can see how it's flatter. And some of my hot glue got stuck to the newspaper because I had it sitting on a newspaper. Hi, Carlene. You might be having a problem with your microphone, with your settings in Zoom. You know, we'll troubleshoot that tomorrow. I'll leave my chat box open here so I can see if you have a question. But there might just be a setting issue with Zoom, and that's usually pretty easy to fix. So, but you can see the Dollar Tree form is flatter, and a work wreath form is more domed. I'm trying to move these out of the way so you can see. See how it's higher, and there's only 3 rings. So typically when you use a work wreath form, your wreath is going to be huge, you know, for lack of a better word. It's just, they're gigantic. Your Dollar Tree wreaths will still be big, but the work wreath forms just make a really, really full wreath. But this is for my class on Sunday, so I don't want to use that just yet. But it seems like a lot of the suppliers are out of the work wreath forms. I've been reading some blogs and some posts in other groups, and my good friend Julie from Wreath Creators and More, apparently she talked to Craft Outlet, and they're saying that the wreathing industry has just taken off this year. Everybody's getting into wreath making, so they weren't really anticipating that. So they were running out of a lot of their work wreath forms. But you know, that's fine. This is a Dollar Tree form. I think I posted the video in the group. I'm pretty sure I did. You can make your own. All I do is I just put 10 pipe cleaners on the outside, 2 rings. You can see that I wrap them around the outside too. I put a little bit of hot glue. It's kind of messy, but that's going to be covered by mesh anyway. I put a little hot glue so it doesn't slide. I do 10 around the outside, 2 rings spaced about 4 to 4.5 inches apart. And then I do 8 on the inside, 2 rings spaced about 4 to 4.5 inches apart. And that's it. And then you've got a work wreath. You're set. But these aren't going to go anywhere. I put a good amount of glue on there. They're not going to slide. Like I said, I put it on a newspaper, and some of the newspaper kind of got stuck on there, but you know, whatever. I hate when my pipe cleaners slide, but I'm trying to put my mesh on. So I'm just drinking my water here. So this is the Ladybug wreath. I don't think I mentioned that. We've been waiting for this class for quite a while. And let me just see if anybody else has popped on here. Let's see. Robin's here. Hi, Robin. I don't know who 631 area code is. I don't know who that is.
Hi,
okay. Hi, my dear. So this is the sign that we're going to be using. It's so bright in here. I hope you can see that. This is from Jane's Front Door Decor. If you've never ordered from Jane before, she's on Facebook. She also has an Etsy shop. What's really nice about her signs is they're very, very light. It's almost like a license plate. Super, super light. And what she can do for you, these are $12. What she can do for you is she can actually put little holes wherever you want them. They're very, very tiny. You can see the little hole there. I've got one on this side and I've got one on this side. She'll put holes in each corner if you want. You just tell her when you're ordering, but this is so light that I usually just have her do 2 on either side. So this is a Jane's Front Door Decor sign. I have lime green and red mesh from Craft Outlet. I love Craft Outlet mesh. If you've never ordered from Craft Outlet before, they are the best quality. And one thing I've noticed, and I think I told somebody in the group earlier today, I cannot stand Michael's mesh. First of all, for some odd reason that's unbeknownst to me, Michael's mesh is 12 inches. They don't have 10-inch mesh. They have 12-inch mesh and they have 21-inch mesh. I think it's 21-inch. But it kind of messed me up one time when I was doing my spring centerpiece because I had a roll of Michael's mesh and everything else was 10-inch, and it kind of just threw everything off. But one thing I noticed about the Michael's mesh is you see how This is a metallic, if you've seen metallic mesh before. And so there's lines of like metallic threads running through it. It comes out like crazy out of the Michaels mesh. You're just going to be pulling it out left and right. Now I cut all my mesh with the wood burning tool, so it cuts down on frays that way, but I also found that with the Michaels mesh, even with the wood burning tool, it just still frayed like crazy. But Craft Outlet, you can even tell by how it feels. It's just thicker. It's a better quality mesh. I like Craft Outlet mesh. I do like Joann's mesh is not bad. Hobby Lobby mesh is okay. Use the wood burning tool. I never used my rotary cutter. You know what I use my rotary cutter for now is to cut ribbon. That's what I use my rotary cutter for. You can cut poly burlap with the wood burning tool. A lot of people are worried and concerned if they have breathing issues, asthma, that they've heard that the wood burning tool, you know, you can't really smell that. Now, the idea of burning plastic doesn't sound healthy, of course. Oh, 631 is you. That's Carlene. Okay, I'm just reading that now. What I can suggest to you, I've never really had an issue with a lot of a smell when I'm using my wood burning tool, probably because when I'm doing it, I'm pretty quick with it. I think if you're going to sit there and you're going to hold it on the plastic, it's going to start to smoke if you're going to hold it on your mesh. What I would suggest is if you do have breathing issues and you're worried, just wear a mask. That's all I can suggest to you. But if you want to minimize your fraying, I've used a rotary cutter, I've used scissors on mesh, and it's been a nightmare. I just love my wood burning tool. So that's it. I'll get off my soapbox there. So those are the two kinds of mesh that I have. And I have a bunch of ribbon here. I cut a bunch of ribbon because I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to use. But I've got some really pretty ribbon, and I'm going to show you what I have.
Have you ever tried the Walmart mesh?
Walmart mesh is okay. I used the ombre mesh to make a flower. And
yeah, that's what I bought today was the ombre. That's what they had.
I love the ombre mesh. The problem with that is, what are you going to use to make with it?
I don't know yet. They just had it, so
You know what you may want to do? I don't know if you saw the video of the patriotic poof wreath. Did you see that one?
No.
There's a wreath that you can do with 21-inch mesh that does not require any cutting. It is a poof, but the poofs are very close together. You put 6 per section of your wreath form. So they're squished very tightly together. Who is this talking? I'm sorry, I don't recognize your voice.
Teresa.
It's awesome. I'm not really a big fan of the poof, but you go back and look in the group and look for the patriotic wreath, and I can even send you the video, or you can just go look at the pictures if you want to. There's a couple of pictures posted in the group. I would just try that, or you can also do the Mother's Day wreath that we just did is sort of a poof / ruffle. That is, you cut your mesh into 21 by 10-inch pieces, and you fold it in half, and you make sort of like a poof and a ruffle out of it. So I think what I'm trying to say is the ombre mesh does have a tendency to fray. Not so much the other types of Walmart mesh, but for some reason the ombre just frays like crazy. So I would encourage you to try to use a method that doesn't involve a lot of cutting. So either do the poof with it, or do the other method that, you know, and all my past videos are available. If you ever want to purchase any of them, they're all available. So, okay, but the ombre mesh is gorgeous. I've made a flower out of it. I did, you know, it's never a good idea to cut 21-inch mesh in half. I know a lot of people tell you that you can do that even with the wood burning tool. You know, if you cut it down the middle, it's still going to fray. I don't know why, it just does. Okay. I have this pretty black and white polka dot ribbon that I got from Hobby Lobby. I was very excited when I found that. I have this polka dot because it looks just like a ladybug, so I had to get that. I thought that was really cute. This is the gingham, because that's adorable, the gingham that you see in the sample photo there with the ladybugs. But I also have another ladybug that I got from an Etsy shop. It's sort of like a canvas with more ladybugs. So we have 2 ladybugs and 2 polka dot, which you probably think is a little bit overdoing it, but nah, it'll be fine. I also have this gingham. I'm not sure if I'm going to use this red gingham or not, but I did have it, so I cut a few pieces of that just to see. So a lot of times I don't really know what ribbon I'm going to use until I start. And 14 inches to cut your ribbon is a pretty standard length. So if I don't end up using some of this ribbon, you know what, I'll use it in something else. I've done that before. And I also cut a few extra pieces at 16 inches. It's basically up to you which pattern that you want to do that with, because we're going to make little bow ties. I think I cut a few extra pieces of that in 16 inches, and this one, and I think I have one in the red and black polka dot. So I'm not a big bow fan. I don't know. It's probably because I can't make a hand-tied bow, and I do have a pro bow, but I've made a few of them, but I really would like to make a terry bow. But I honestly don't like to put so much ribbon on my wreath that I can't see the mesh. I love to be able to see my mesh. Okay, talk time over. Let's get to work here. Now, we have two different colors of mesh, and we're going to do something a little bit different. And I just kind of decided to do this at the last minute. What I was going to do is I was going to take, these are 15 inches. I was going to make a ruffle out of one color and attach it, and then make a ruffle out of the other color and put it on top. But I think I'm going to do something a little different. I want to see how this is going to work. I love 30-inch ruffles. So the idea here, because we have two 15-inch pieces of mesh, was to make a 30-inch bundle in each tie. So, but again, I was going to do one and attach it and then do the other one and put it on top of it. But I want to see if this is going to work. What I'm going to do, and I've never done this before, so I'm going to make my ruffle with the one piece. And you just pinch up the middle, and you can use the lines in the mesh to sort of like guide you and keep it in the middle. Now, when I get done making my ruffle, what I like to do is I like to sort of tuck the ends under, the cut ends, just so they're kind of inside and not sticking out, okay? So here we have one ruffle. Now I'm trying to figure out how I want to do this. I might just kind of hold this in my hand like that. But I'm going to take the other piece. I'm going to take a green piece now. I'm going to do the same thing. This is one, if you have a Bodabra, it might come in handy, because I've seen a lot of people use their Bodabra to hold their spirals or their ruffles in place while they make other ruffles. But I'm just going to use my fingers. So let's just pinch this together. Now, instead of putting them on top of each other, I'm going to put them next to each other. Okay, like that. So they each get equal stage time here, so to speak. So they're going to be right next to each other, like that. And I'm going to put that whole thing right in my wreath. And I want to make it parallel to my wreath form. I'm going to start at the bottom, face down. I always put my ruffles face down, and just give it a couple of twists. Just a couple, because you want to have room left for your ribbon, your pipe cleaner. So instead of having them on top, I'm just going to put them next to each other. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to alternate. So this is the red on the bottom and the green on the top. I'm going to do the green on the bottom and the red on the top for the next one. So I think that'll be pretty. Let's see how that looks. You don't have to do it that way. If you want to do them on top of each other, I've done that. I just kind of like, I'd say I would lay maybe a red one down and then the green, and I would crisscross it. But I cut this with the wood burning tool. But you know, I find that even if you don't have the wood burning tool with craft outlet mesh, you do get minimal fraying because it's just really good quality. So you can see again, I'm just kind of tucking the ends under. Kind of like pull it, like if you have too much on one side, and just as you're fixing it in your hand, you can adjust it and make sure that it's even. All right, I'm just going to go ahead and hold it in my fingers again. If that's going to be difficult for you to do that, if you have some of those little chip clips, or just place it down and lay something on top of it. I think this is going to be a cute look. And again, this is the first time I've done something like this, even though it's not really, you know, rocket science, you know, it's just something, a different look I thought would be neat. So let's see, I have the red on the bottom here, so I'm going to do green on the bottom and then red on the top. So just sort of like put them next to each other. We'll fix them a little bit. Actually, is this one? I gotta make sure that's facing down. You want your cut ends down. Just kind of fix it a little bit to make sure that it's even on both sides. Now the reason why we're doing it parallel to the wreath form, I'll show you. Just lift this one up and place this one down. I probably should have used, I don't really like these Dollar Tree pipe cleaners. They're very kind of flimsy, but I think they'll be okay. So the reason why I go parallel is I like to lift up the ends so they're sort of pressing against each other, because you want your ruffles to be facing up like that. So instead of them like laying on top of each other, they're pushing each other up here. And that's that. And we'll just keep going around like that. Doesn't really matter which order you go in. You see how it has a tendency to become uneven as you're rolling it. So when you've got it in your hand, you can even it out a little bit. I've got my chat box open, Carlene, if you have any questions. I know your microphone doesn't seem to be working. You can go ahead and you can type your questions if you have any. So let's see. I'll do the red on the bottom and the green on the top this time. I'm just going to keep alternating. These are more like watermelon colors, but I thought it would be cute for a Ladybug Wreath too, because the sign has green in it. And, you know, if you have a difficult time choosing ribbon, I know when I first started, I was just totally, I could not figure out how to choose ribbon or match ribbon. Just go by what's in your sign. Go by the colors that are in your sign to pick out your ribbon and your mesh, actually. So there was green in the sign. So that looks cute so far. I like the way that looks. And that's actually how it would look if you had a 30-inch piece of mesh. I love 30-inch ruffles. It makes such a nice full wreath. Now, this is something that I've also done. When you're going along and you're making your ruffles and you have your 10 ties on the outside and your 8 on the inside and you have mesh left over and you're like, what the heck am I going to do with this mesh? I've absolutely gone in and added extra pipe cleaners. If I see a gap, or if I just want to use up the rest of my mesh, there's nothing wrong with throwing another pipe cleaner in there and adding more mesh. I've done that. In fact, I did that with the Mother's Day wreath the other day. I had it hanging in my kitchen and the sun was, or on my wreath stand, and the sun was kind of shining through it. And I saw a couple spots that where I could see the wreath form. So I just grabbed my mesh, because I had some left over, and I just threw some more ruffles on there. So I don't like to see my wreath form. You guys love the sound of my fingernails scraping against my table. It's kind of like fingernails on a chalkboard. All right, let's see what I have here. So I'm going to do green on the bottom, and I'm going to do red on the top. Just kind of pinch them together. day that they make a mesh that doesn't stick to itself will be a happy day. So again, just make sure that they're pushing each other up here. See if anybody else has joined us here. Hey, Lynn. Lynn's here. Okay, I had to kind of hit my arrow so I could see who else has joined us here. Do you get what I'm doing here, Lynn? Do you need me to start over?
Yeah, I got it.
Awesome.
I see beautiful wreath.
Oh, thank you, dear. I don't know what one you got here, but this is the first time I've done something like this before.
Oh, it is?
Usually I lay them on top of each other, but we're kind of putting them next to each other.
Okay.
Something different, and I just basically decided I was going to do it now. So now we're going to do red on the bottom and green on the top. They're not really on top or bottom. I think I just mean on the inside versus the outside. They're still side by side. So but my pipe cleaners are not sliding at all because I put that little dab of glue on there. Just make sure that it's centered when you put it in there. Just a couple of twists. And it's funny because I was looking at my sign and I'm so used to gluing pipe cleaners on the back of my signs, and then I remembered, hold on, I don't need to do that. This, oops, see, now it's coming out. I don't need to do that. It's a Jane White sign and I have my little holes, so I'm just going to feed floral wire through the holes, and that's how I will attach it. So no hot glue this time. But that looks so cute. Oh, am I blurry here? Hold on. Where'd I go? Come on. There we go. I still have some of the metallic coming out, but not that much. I remember last year, Joann's had an ombre mesh. And I never really see ombre anywhere but Walmart. I think Craft Outlet carries it too, but it's different. Walmart, I think, is the only one that has that, the orange and the blue. I've never seen that anyplace else except for Walmart. And it really is pretty. It just, you got to be careful because it does fray. Now my ruffle came apart. Hold on. I'm trying to hold this one at the same time. I think I might try to do something different with my next ruffle, and I'll show you in a minute what I'm going to do, but I have an idea. So green and then red next to it at the top. You can definitely do it the other way if you would rather just put one on the bottom and one on the top, just sort of crisscross them if you're going to do it that way. That's a very nice look too. But I'm going to try something for a second here. I'm going to see if I can't do this. Come here. I'm going to try to lay them both down at once and ruffle them together instead of just doing one at a time. I may want to shoot myself, but let's see if I can do it. So instead of letting go, I'm just going to keep going. And do them both at the same time, like that. So this is going to go on the outside. Now, if I had one color of mesh, I would just do 30-inch pieces. I would do 30 by 10-inch pieces because you get such a nice full wreath with 30-inch ruffles. I'm just trying to even this out a little bit. There we go. I don't really know if I like doing it that way. That was a lot of scrunching. I'll just do one at a time. I need bigger hands. Oh, I got a fray coming out here. I'm just trying to get these to fluff each other up here. We're getting there. There's actually another way to make a ruffle without the scrunching, and I can show you in a second. And you pretty much get the same look. And it's a little easier. I think I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this right over here. You know what? I just stuck that right under my arm to hold it. That's why it disappeared, because I'm holding it under my arm. I still have it. It's still here. Come here. Where am I now? All right, I need red on the bottom and green on the top. There's actually a method that my good friend Leah McIntosh showed me last year. It's how she does her ruffles. If you don't want to do the scrunching, because she's like me and she hates frays, what she does is, hold on one second. She will take her piece of mesh, her 10 by, well, she uses 10 by 10 inch pieces. She always makes her ruffles that way. But you see obviously how, mesh just likes to roll in on itself. What she does is she doesn't really necessarily roll it tight, like with a spiral. She just sort of lets it do its thing. She lets it roll in like that. And then she will just take it and pinch it in the middle, just like that. And that's how she makes her ruffles. So, it's not as fluffy doing it that way, but, it definitely is a little bit easier than having to sit and scrunch, but I like the look of ruffles, so I don't really mind doing it this way. There it goes under my arm. If you have another way of holding it, then by all means. Robin, what colors are you using? Are you making your wreath with me, or are you just watching?
I am making my wreath. I have red and kind of more of a lime green.
Isn't this a lime or no? I thought this was a lime green when I ordered it.
I guess mine might, I don't know. Mine looks a little different in color, so I can't really tell.
Really? Okay. What sign do you have?
I don't have a sign, but I have a, excuse me, I have a ladybug.
Oh, cute. I actually have a couple ladybugs too. I forgot to show you those.
So I thought I'm going to try it, but my ladybug is black and red, and so I really debated about not putting green in, doing black. But I thought it would be too dark.
Yeah, I think the green will be nice.
Yeah, so I thought the green would kind of pick up. So we're doing an experiment. We will see.
Here's my ladybugs I got from
Woo!
Dollar General. I don't like their eyes though; they freak me out. But I'm not sure if I'm going to. I'm so crazy. I'm not sure if I'm going to use those or not. But I got those several months ago because I knew we were going to be making this wreath. So.
Yeah. Well, mine's kind of an experiment, and you got to experiment once in a while.
I've never done this before with putting the ruffles side by side, so you got to think outside the box.
That's what I'm doing tonight. You saw my new grand doggy pictures?
Oh my God, I love German Shepherds so much. So cute.
Cute.
How old is he?
She is 8 weeks.
Aw.
She's 8 weeks. I got her on Monday.
Aw.
And I had to go out today. I invited myself out there after they got out of work.
Of course you did.
Yes. They only live about 20 minutes away, so I went out to their farm. And, yeah. She's an adorable thing.
Are her ears sticking up yet? I know with German Shepherds, doesn't it take them a while for their ears to
we have one ear is up and the other one kind of flies.
Yeah, but that's so cute when it does that. Aw.
Yeah. She's really good, and she's so good with kids because all the neighborhood kids came over. So you could tell she had been with kids before.
Uh-huh.
So she's going to be a good girl, but she's going to be big. Her paws are.
Yeah. So cute.
So, yeah. Michael and I, my Michael, we're thinking about a dog. I am more into it than he is, so now I'm really pushing.
Oh, geez. There you go. All right, so I have my bottom row done, and that's looking pretty good. Just trying to tuck my cut ends in here. I think for the camper wreath, if anybody's taken the camper wreath class, I'm going to do 30-inch ruffles just because I like 30-inch ruffles. Hold on 1 second for me. Just trying to see if anybody's typed in more messages here that I missed. Oh, yeah, a lot of people must be busy tonight because we don't have that many people for the live class, but that's okay. All right, so let's move on to the inside. And I have more mesh over here. Now, when you get done, because mesh, likes to stick to itself, if you find that, maybe some of your ruffles are a little bit wonky, and what I mean by wonky is, kind of look at it, like look around the outside. If you have one that's sort of like rolled in on itself, and just pull it out a little bit, fluff it out a tiny bit, but don't pull on it too much because then you're going to make it fray. So when you're all done, just kind of go around and just adjust them a little bit and make sure that they're even, like I'm doing here. You don't have any weird bunches of mesh or it's rolled up weird in a certain spot. Do that before you add your ribbon. You're going to find a lot of the times that when you have it hanging on your wall, you're going to be fussing with it. You're going to think, oh, it looks lopsided on that side. But one thing, like I said, that's important with mesh is that you don't pull on it too much after you put it on your wreath because it will make it fray. But you can definitely, pull it and spread it out a little bit. Flatten it out in spots it needs to be flattened out in. So let's finish up here. I tend to ramble sometimes, don't I, Robin? I watch the video afterwards and I say to myself, what the heck am I talking about?
You're doing good.
Thank you, my dear. You know how many classes we've done so far? Can you take a guess since last July? I just counted the other day.
I don't even know.
56.
Really?
Yeah, it's crazy. Isn't it
I know
crazy?
All of them, but I think I've been here from the beginning with you.
You've been here since the beginning. I know you have. We need to have a big anniversary party on, I think the date of the first class was July 30th of 2017. I think that was the first date.
Wow.
Yep. So again, I'm going to go around the inside and again, just go parallel to your wreath form. And when I first started, there was really only maybe 2 or 3 other wreath makers that were doing classes that had paid groups. Now, all of a sudden, it seems like everybody and their mother has a paid group. It's like the thing to do. But I don't really know if anybody does this. I mean, this meaning the Zoom meeting. I think everybody else does the Facebook Lives.
But Christina, it's Robin again. I just think your groups are more personable. I feel like we're like almost in the same room.
Yeah, because it's the Zoom meeting thing. Because we can talk. With the other groups, aren't they all Facebook Lives where you just kind of have to?
Yeah, just about. And I'm just not into that. I like this.
Yeah. And you know what? And thank you. You're such a sweetheart. And that was really my intention and I don't know if I ever told you this story, but when I started the classes, they really weren't supposed to be classes. Because I had my other group, my regular Need to Wreath group, which is my free group, with almost 50,000 members now. It's freaking crazy. And I had to start putting questions in place for people to answer when they wanted to join, because I was getting all sorts of weird requests from strange people that wanted to join, and they really didn't have anything to do with reads. So I started putting questions in place, and they were very simple. Just, why do you want to join this group type of thing. And I was getting really, some responses were very sad, just from women that were, maybe stuck home, their spouse had passed away, or they had a disability, or they, suffered from depression, whatever. They just didn't leave the house. They were lonely. They wanted to get into making wreaths. I mean, everybody seemed to have had a reason for wanting to start making wreaths. It is therapy for a lot of people in so many ways. And I started to think, I'd like to just do like a weekly or a bi-weekly, like a wreath making thing, just get online. And I had taken the Zoom meeting classes before with Debbie from Debbie's Wreaths and Things. So I was familiar with it. And I also used Zoom meeting from my work. I work from home, and we, use it for conference calls and so on and so forth. So it was just basically supposed to be my ruffle's coming out. It was supposed to be just an outlet for, wreath makers to get together and make wreaths. And like you said, Robin, you sort of feel like you're in the same room with people because you're just being able to talk to each other and so on and so forth. And then it just turned into classes because these women, they wanted to learn. They didn't, they were eager to learn the different methods and techniques. And then I just started to realize how much work it was. And somebody said to me, this ruffle is not working because I'm chatting away here. Why don't you just start charging, $10 a class or whatever? And I felt really bad about it at first. I thought, I don't want to charge. It doesn't seem right to charge. But that's kind of how it started. I didn't set out to say, I want to do wreath making classes. Let's put it that way. I think I'm going to do something a little bit different on the inside. I think I'm going to go to I'm not going to do the side by side. I'm going to do the one on top of the other. I'm going to switch things up a little bit. Because what's happening here is, because this other mesh is already on here on the bottom, it's getting caught on each other, and it's getting difficult for me to do it that way. So I'm going to kind of switch it up a little bit here. And I'm going to do one on top of the other, but I'm going to alternate. So I'll do a red on the bottom and a green on the top, and then I'll switch it. So what you're going to want to do when you do it this way, if you put one going parallel to the wreath form, put your second piece on top going crisscross. And that just kind of adds a little bit more depth and dimension to your wreath. And I'm so glad you like that. I love when you say stuff like that, Robin. It makes me feel good. It does.
Well, what I also like is my schedule at work is so screwed up,
It is. I know. Oh my gosh. You need to retire.
Well, I tried. It's not working.
I know.
It's not working at all the way I want it to be. So at least on these Wednesday, when you do a Wednesday class, I ask off. I have it in my calendar when you have Wednesday classes, and I just go, because our schedule only comes out 1 week in advance.
Mm-hmm.
So I go through and I just go Wednesday off.
So Wednesdays are good. I think I've been pretty much scheduling them for Wednesdays too. I have my weekend ones, but then I always try to throw one in during the week too.
Yeah, and you have to do weekends for people, So, and then so I take the video then. That's fine.
Yeah.
I have to work weekends, unfortunately.
Are you still working with your son?
Yes.
He's the chef, right?
Yes, he's the chef.
You're not saying it too enthusiastically.
No, he is. We're so busy. The restaurant has taken off. So
how come though? What's changed? That's
they've added more room. We did a catering area. We have weddings now, and unfortunately, in the restaurant business, as all over, you cannot get good help. And we're in a small town, an hour north of Milwaukee, an hour south of Green Bay. And there's a lot of resorts up here, and everybody's looking for help.
Yeah.
And so I'm working much more than I want. But I come home and
you have full-time hours?
For me, 30 hours is full-time. When you're working, I pull double shifts. So I leave the house at 9:30 or 9 o'clock in the morning, and I get home at 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock at night.
Oh my gosh, that's a long day.
It is a long day, and I have a half-hour drive in and a half-hour drive home.
Oh my gosh.
But
You were off today, right?
yes, well, it's Wednesday. I took off. You have
I love you, Robin.
I wish I'm going out to see my daughter next month. I wish I had extra time because I'm flying into Albany that I could stay and come out by you.
That's
just
only
don't-
a couple hours from me.
I know. I
Oh
wish
my goodness, I would love to meet you.
just go to Albany and then drive over by you. I just don't have the time.
Aw, that's okay.
But I've thought about it. Trust me.
Did you? Aw, that's so sweet. You're so cute. Yeah, it's only a couple hours from me.
I know. I will be there end of May.
My birthday's May 20th.
I'll be watching your
daughter lives
class.
in Vermont, right? She lives in Vermont?
Yes.
Yeah.
She's in the Rutland area.
Mm-hmm.
But she's graduating. She's getting her master's, and Mom's got to be there. So.
Oh, that's awesome. Of course you have to be there. I love that video where she surprised you. I cried when I saw that.
Oh my God, I still cry.
That was so nice. I showed my kids too. She's like, watch this video. Her daughter surprises her. You're going to cry. My daughter's like, Mom, I don't want to see it. I don't want to cry. You got to see this video.
Yeah, that was the best.
Aw. My daughter's coming home. See, I've got a fray here. Ugh. I don't like that. Let me tuck that under. My daughter's coming home from Colorado for Mother's Day weekend. So,
nice.
and I haven't seen her since January. So I'm excited about that. Flights are expensive though. Flights are like $400 round trip from Colorado. She's flying into Syracuse. So they're expensive.
They are. Even mine, I went Southwest. It was still $500 for a round trip.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Southwest offers all these, deals, but not into Albany. I'm going from Milwaukee to Baltimore and then Baltimore to Albany.
Yeah. That's expensive.
It's expensive.
She wants me to come out there and see her, and my daughter's going out. My other daughter's going out to spend a week with her in June. She wants to move out there, so I may have both my daughters living out there. So maybe I'll even end up living out there. Who knows?
There you go.
I don't think I'd want to be that far from my daughters. I miss my older daughter terribly. I mean, she was just down in the Hamptons for 2 years, which is Long Island. Boy, that was nice, going and sitting on the beach in the Hamptons. Who are you kidding? That was nice. We did that for a couple of summers. So
It's very hard when your kids are far away. My son was out. My son was in Massachusetts, working in Boston, and my daughter was in Vermont, and I was here, and something was missing. And when my son moved back here, I was the happiest I've ever been.
yeah, you feel like it's true. You feel like part of you is missing when your kids aren't near you. I know exactly.
It is.
I remember back in 2012, my two older kids were already in college. Now, my kids are 18 months apart, so my two older kids were already in college, and my youngest had just started college, so I was alone. I didn't have a significant other or husband or anybody living with me, so I was alone. I cried every night. I was bringing food to my sister who lived up the street because I needed to cook for somebody. I was losing my mind. This ruffle just came out on the end here. So that's another reason. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like using the Dollar Tree frames and adding my own pipe cleaners, but I kind of just feel like the pipe cleaners they don't hold as well. I don't know. I just tightened that one up a little bit over here. Okay.
Well, Christina and Robin, this is Cheryl.
Cheryl.
I'm going to Massachusetts next month where my daughter lives. So I'm in the same boat that you are. She lives in Massachusetts. So I'm going there for 10 days to work on our garden and hang out
Oh, and where do you live, Cheryl?
in Milwaukee.
Oh, okay. So you're
Oh my
close to
gosh,
Robin.
you're Milwaukee?
Yeah.
I'm in Sheboygan.
Oh, I love Sheboygan.
Hey,
What is the name of the
you
restaurant?
guys can hang out now.
What is the name of the restaurant that your son chefs at?
It's called Black Pig.
Oh, okay.
It's right
So is it
downtown.
in Sheboygan?
It's in Sheboygan. It's right on 8th Street. We're across from the Stephanie Wild Theater. Yeah, right downtown.
Oh, okay. I'll have to check it.
Check it out. Check the menu out. Yep, we're online. Black Pig.
Okay, I will do that.
That's awesome.
So, Cheryl, where in Milwaukee do you live?
Actually, I live in the city of South Milwaukee.
Okay.
Not on the south side of Milwaukee, but in the city of South Milwaukee. It's almost, it's pretty close to Racine, actually.
All right. Well, I used to live in Racine, and then I used to work in St. Francis.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh my
Small
gosh,
world.
it's a small world.
That's cute. I remember the one day that I went into Walmart. I think it was last fall, and I always strike up conversations with people that are looking at wreath supplies, and I think it was when we were looking at Christmas stuff. There was me and another woman there, and she was looking at ribbon or something, and I started up a conversation, and she says, "Well, I want to make a ribbon wreath." She said, I saw a really gorgeous ribbon wreath on this Facebook group, and I wanted to try it. And I said, what was the name of the group? And she says, Need to Wreath. And I said, well, that's my group. She said, what? What do you mean it's your group? I said, that's my group. I said, I'm the creator. I said, I started that group last June. And she's like, oh my God. I swear she was treating me like a celebrity. She called her husband over, and, she's like, this is a lady that started Need to Wreath. And it was so cute. And then the funny part is that I ended up knowing her, well, sort of indirectly. We worked together. We worked together at Burger King when I was like 18 years old, and she was, 20 something. So that was kind of funny. It was just so cute how she said, I had no idea that it was somebody local, It's like, oh, yeah. Yes, ma'am. So again, in between all the talking here and fraternizing, which is okay. This is what this is about. Again, what I'm doing here is I'm doing something a little bit different on the inside. I'm doing one on top of the other, and I'm alternating. I don't know. I just felt like it would look better on the inside having one on top of the other, and just because I just felt like doing it. No real reason. You can do whatever you want. So I'm doing a red and then a green, and then, alternating and putting the green in the bottom, and so on and so forth. So, and it's coming out very nice. It's looking very full. What time do we have? We have about 9 o'clock here. Let's see. I'm just trying to, where's my mute button? Oh, sorry for my head. I lost my mute button here. Oh, wait a minute. There we go. Okay. All right. Now where am I? I have a red on the bottom here. Need a green. This almost looks like a Christmas wreath. But once we get our ribbons on there, it won't look like Christmas. It'll look like a ladybug wreath. So now I need a green on the bottom. I'm trying to figure out what I did last here, and it's getting so full I can't really tell. Again, if you find that you're going to have a little bit of mesh left over, there's absolutely nothing wrong with going in, popping another pipe cleaner in there, and adding some more mesh. If you don't want to save your mesh for another project, if you want to use it here, nothing wrong with that at all. I'm just pulling out pieces of metallic here. It's coming out a little bit. I know I just got done telling you cracked out doesn't do that, but it's doing it a little bit. It's just getting so tight in here because it's getting so full. I'm trying to find my pipe cleaners. Whoops. There it is. I think I just have one more to go after this one. One more to go. That's looking really nice and full. That's very full. So let me see what I have here. I have green on the top, so I need to do green on the bottom in this last one. I don't know if you guys saw the flip-flop wreath kit that I just posted, but if you don't want to buy the whole kit, there is a link for just the sign too. I think the flip-flop sign is the cutest thing in the world. That's really cute. And she actually showed me a couple of the other kits that she has too. One of them is going to be sort of a pineapple beach type sign. Really, really cute. She's actually, you know, helping me, letting me help her pick out the ribbons and stuff too, because that's important, you know. You gotta have, I like very fun ribbon. As you can see, I have two different types of polka dot ribbon for this wreath. I like fun ribbon that pops. I think a really fun and pretty ribbon, you know, just makes the wreath. Last piece here. Okay. We have no hole in the center of our wreath. My daughter would always say to me, Mom, why isn't there a hole in the center of any of your wreaths? There's supposed to be a hole. Well, who says there's supposed to be a hole? All right. So that's that. Now, typically, well, I think I will. I'm going to add my sign first. That's usually what I like to do. And then I add my ribbon because I don't really want my, to have to try to figure out where to put the sign after the ribbon is on. I keep drinking. I'm really thirsty tonight. So I think we're going to try to offset the sign a little bit. I need to kind of look at it over on my angle, my side for a minute here, and see how I want to do this. I think we're going to put it down like in the lower right-hand side, just like that. You really can't see from your angle, but it looks good from this side. I'm going to kind of put it down like this in the corner. It's not going to be angled. It's just going to kind of be sitting down there in the corner like that. I think that's going to be a different look. Usually I put my signs right smack dab in the middle, but I want to try something a little bit different. And again, because I already have holes in my wreath, of my sign, I'm sorry, courtesy of Jane, Jane's Front Door Decor. I'm just going to get some floral wire. because I don't think pipe cleaners would fit through those holes. I'm actually just going to double it up here. I need to open a window in here in a second. We had another, it wasn't as warm today as it has been in the past couple of days, but, and it did rain today, but it's still kind of warm out there for upstate New York. It's finally getting nicer here. So let me go ahead. I'm just going to secure this side, so you kind of just want to feed it through and find a wire of your wreath form here. In between all this mesh. If you have to flip it over, you have to flip it over. I'm just going to kind of twist the wire around. Try not to twist it too tight to start, because if you have to move it and adjust it, you don't want to have to undo your wire. But the nice thing, like I said, about Jane's signs is they're so light that you, it doesn't take much to get them secured. Heavy signs are a pain in the neck to get secured. We have another little hole over here. And again, if you ever order from Jane, there's like a diagram. When you select your sign, there's options for where you want your holes. But again, her signs are so light that you really, I always get the 2 on the side, because that's all it really needs. Like if you have a heavier sign, you're going to want one in each corner. Let's see how this looks. I just kind of want it to be down toward the left a little bit here. So it's kind of down, oh, am I blurry? Kind of down on the left. Oops, there we go. Just like that. I'm just kind of looking at it as I'm showing you, I'm looking at it at the same time. It's very difficult for me. I should get my wreath stand out. That's what I should do. It's difficult for me to kind of make sure the placement is right, because I'm looking at it on my table and then I'm looking at it on my screen. Where'd my wire go? I just want to tighten it up a little bit here. There we go. Okay. Let's kind of down to the side a little bit. Now we can add our ribbons. You can put yours in the middle if you want, whatever you want to do. It's your creation. Oh, I can't wait to use these ribbons. They're so cute. Let me just bring them all over here. Oops, I don't know if I want to use that one yet. Let's put this back over here. I actually have some flex tubing. I don't know if I want to use that or not. If you're not familiar with flex tubing, it's this stuff. I actually had this left over from Christmas time. It's just from the Dollar Tree, and you can cut it into different lengths and make little bows out of it and throw those in your wreath. So I may put a few pieces of that in. Let's see how this goes. Now here comes the challenge of what you want to pair with what here. Let's see. And I know you're probably thinking, well, you didn't have any patterns or you didn't have any solids, Christina. You know what? I don't really do that much. You know, I don't really worry about, you know, a solid being with a pattern. I think what I want to do, and I was thinking about this earlier, I think I'm going to do this. Let me think for a second here. I'm going to do a ladybug with this one, I think. And then I'll do this one. Yeah, I think that'll work. Okay, so we're going to do the ladybug with the black and red polka dot. I like to do two ribbons per tie. So you can see I just kind of fold it in half just so I can get the center. I need to move these over so I have room. And start on the outside. Oh, my tie just came out. I don't know why it's doing that. I twisted them pretty tight too. And just kind of fan them out. I like to kind of curl them under a little bit, which is why it's nice to have the wired ribbon. But this ribbon is great because you've got the gingham, the green gingham that's in the sign as well, which is why this is a perfect ribbon to have. And Craft Outlet did have this ribbon, but they were sold out of it. I believe I got it at an Etsy shop. I always go to Etsy when I can't find something on a Craft Outlet or, you know, Trendy Tree or the Wreath shop. I always go to Etsy and I can pretty much always find what I'm looking for. And the nice thing about buying it on Etsy is there's several shops that you don't get a whole roll. You'll just get enough for a wreath, maybe 3 yards, which is good. I mean, it's, you know, it's not the best value in the world, but if you're not looking for a full roll of something and you're just looking for something for one wreath, you're good. So there's that. So we're just going to keep going around the outside. And I'm going to do the black and white now with the other ladybug ribbon that I have. It's on my floor because I need a bigger table. Now, I don't typically put ribbon in every single tie, only because I don't like them to overlap each other. I like to be able to see my ribbon. So we're going to skip to the next tie here. And I find that if I put it in every single tie, they overlap and you just can't see. And I don't, you know, I want to be able to see my ribbon. This polka dot ribbon's really cute. I'm trying to get it so you can see what I'm doing here. I'll go back to the other, and then I'm going to show you how I add my bow ties too. Now, a lot of people just, if they have extra pipe cleaner in the middle, they just kind of stick it around to the back or they snip it off. But that's why I like the colored pipe cleaners, because they kind of blend in with your wreath. You gotta find where your pipe cleaner went. Where the heck is it? Here it is.
Hi, Christina. It's Mimi.
Hi, Mimi. When did you get here?
Just now, I'm just
You
visiting.
snuck in.
Yeah.
How you doing, my dear? How you feeling?
So. I'll be
Yeah.
better tomorrow.
You taking anything for your cold?
Oh, yeah. I'm taking antibiotics. I had an
Oh,
injection.
no.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm okay.
you drinking lots of fluids?
Yep.
Good.
That is
Good.
gorgeous. That's so beautiful. Oh, my
Oh,
God.
thank you. I
Oh.
love ribbons, Mimi. You see how my ribbons aren't boring. I tried to tell you that.
Yeah.
I like fun ribbons.
Oh, my God.
But you know what I do a lot of the times, honestly, when I'm choosing my ribbon, I do use other wreath makers for inspiration. I look at the ribbon that they've chosen and I say, well, that looks really great. You know, that looks really great there. And again, you know, your sign too. I mean, look at my sign. My sign, if you can see, because the light is so bright in here, how it's got the gingham in it. I mean, so this is perfect.
Yeah.
Got the green gingham, you know. You did, or did you order those ribbons I showed
Yes.
you last night? Oh, good.
Yes, I
Good. I
did.
love that Etsy shop for ribbon.
Well, I have hundreds of rolls here, but somehow I don't know how to match them.
You know what?
Oh.
I had the same problem when I first started making wreaths. I could not get my ribbon to match. It was very discouraging for me, but you know, it gets easier. Trust me, it does. Now I'm going to take one of my longer pieces because I did cut this ribbon, this particular pattern in 16 inches. So we're just going to make a little bow tie, which is my favorite thing to do. And you just sort of, you don't have to dovetail the ends, they're straight. Just kind of fold them over. Just like that. Make sure that you have them overlap because you're going to pinch this in the middle now. It doesn't matter which pattern ribbon you pick, but obviously pair it with one of your ribbon bundles that has the same ribbon in it. So I'm just going to put this right in the center here and sort of make a little bow. Because I just love the way these look. And you have enough of your twist tie left to. And isn't that cute? And you have a little bow. Just like that. I'm wondering if that's going to bug me having that over my sign, but that's good. That'll work. Well, let's keep moving around here. You can see, Mimi, on this one, I kind of put my sign down a little bit. We're not doing it in the center this time. I went down to the left a little.
Yeah, I see.
Just to do something different. And did you see my other ladybug ribbon?
Yes.
Mimi, isn't this cute? Is that perfect for a ladybug wreath or what? This came from that same Etsy shop too, the perpetual ribbons. She's gonna kill me though. She's a friend of mine, Bobby. She says, Christina, you have to stop telling people about my shop. I'm so busy, I can't keep up with orders. I said, well, isn't that a good thing? She said, every time you have a class and you tell people about my shop, I get really, really busy. I said, well, you're welcome. You're welcome for that. That's not really a problem. She really, ribbons are big business though. She does really, really well. And again, Mimi, as I was telling them also, I gotta find another pipe cleaner here. I don't like to put ribbons in every single tie just because I don't like them to overlap. And that sometimes tends to happen when you put them in every single tie. You know, I like them to be able to have enough room to spread out. And
when I do that on the edges, mine looks like it's a crazy wreath. Like the ribbons are.
Well, are you sort of curling them under like that? You see how I kind of curl it under? You don't want them to just be like sticking straight out. You kind of have to curl them under with your fingers. Because I don't like them when they stick straight out either. And that might be what's making it look a little bit crazy. And if they do seem to be sticking out too much, just trim them down a little bit. Do you know what I mean? They might be a little bit too long.
Yeah.
because I hate that too. I don't like when, you know, I see some wreath makers, they're just sticking straight out. I like to kind of curl mine under a little bit.
Was this a new type of ruffle? A different one?
What I did something a little bit different here. I did 15-inch pieces in the orange, yeah. You tell I'm tired, I've been up since 5 o'clock. I did 15-inch ruffle pieces in the red and then the green. And what I started to do on the outside, and you'll see in the video, is instead of putting one piece on top of the other, I put them next to each other. And you'll see in the video. So they're kind of like side by side, like that. One ruffle here and one ruffle here, and I pinched them together and I stuck them in the pipe cleaner. On the inside, I did it differently. I did one color on the bottom and one on the top. So there's still 2 ruffles per tie at 15 inches. So you're gonna need 2 rolls of mesh. You're gonna need 2 rolls of 10-inch mesh. You can use the same color if you want. I know, where am I? Does that make sense?
Yes, yes.
You'll see when you watch the video.
Okay.
And you know, Mimi, I was going to tell you, if you want, we can jump on a Zoom meeting, just you and me, and you can show me what you're doing, and I can help you.
Oh my God, that would be perfect. Oh,
yeah, I can do that. I can spare, you know, an hour or so in an afternoon or a morning. Sure.
Oh my God, you're so kind. Thank you, thank you.
You're welcome. Because, you know, I want you to be able to do this. And
Yeah.
honey, if you could see how many wreaths I screwed up in the beginning, for lack of a better word, I was frustrated too. It just takes practice. And to be honest with you, I think doing these classes really has helped me improve my wreath making skills as well.
Oh my God.
It really, because it's just practice, you know. And can you imagine learning while you're in front of people watching you? Because you know what? You do learn every day. You know, you learn something new every day.
Those ribbons look beautiful. I mean,
aren't they so cute?
Yeah.
I love this polka dot. I got this black and red polka dot from Hobby Lobby. You don't have a Hobby Lobby near you, though, do you? You said you just have a Michael's?
I have a Michael's and 2 Joann's, and I do have a Hobby Lobby. It takes me
It's
about
far.
half an hour to get there.
Yeah.
But I do it.
Okay,
It's
so
more
I
the
think I'm gonna
traffic than the
put
distance.
another bow tie. Yeah, I'm gonna put another bow tie in this one. Because I had a lot of this ribbon. I had a whole roll of this. This ribbon's a little bit thicker, so it's kind of harder to pinch in the middle, but there we go. We got it.
How cute.
I love those little bow ties. Aren't they cute? If you don't know how to make a bow, just make little bow ties. I've actually been watching some wreath makers, because I'll be honest with you guys, I can't make hand-tied bows. I just can't do it. It's hard for me, the pinching and the twisting, and it frustrates me. So, but I've been watching some of the wreath makers, and I want to show you guys in another class a really simple way to make a bow, where you're just basically making loops with pieces of ribbon and then laying them on top of each other to make your bow. And it really looks great. I'm just going to kind of keep that piece of ribbon hanging right over my sign because I think it looks cute like that. So now we're going to put some more ribbon on the top. Actually, did you see my little ladybugs, Mimi? I didn't show you. I have little ladybugs too. Aren't those cute? I'm not sure if I'm going to use them or not. I kind of feel like, where would I put them? But I want to kind of, I could probably even sort of attach them to my, oh, that looks cute.
Adorable.
Find a pipe cleaner, because I don't really want to super glue them. I don't want to hot glue them, I'd rather just sort of tie them in. Whoops, now he's stuck. I'm gonna put one right there and sort of wrap the pipe cleaner around him, around his little leg. I think maybe that'll hold him in place, hopefully. Because if I don't have to use hot glue, I won't. And they're very light. Oh my goodness, that looks so
That's
cute.
It's
There he is.
adorable.
He's just sitting there hanging out. And I have another one too. Where can we put him? Whoops. Yeah, these are just $1. These are from Dollar General. Maybe I'll put this one over here. If you can't find a pipe cleaner to attach him to, just get a little piece of floral wire. I mean, if you're going to use one of these, if you happen to have a Dollar General near you, piece of floral wire or a pipe cleaner. Let me see what I have here that I can use. I think I have some more pipe cleaners over here. And all I did was just wrap it around the leg. I think I'll sit him right there. Ladybugs, are they male or are they female? Or obviously they must be both. How can you tell? My son actually had one in the house last night, and he put it on a napkin and he took it outside, which I thought was really nice. And I said, how can you tell if it's a male or a female? And I guess males are more orange, I think. I don't know. I need to feed this through here so I could attach him. Aren't ladybugs supposed to be good luck, though? That's what I heard anyway. So all I did was just wrap a pipe cleaner around the leg, and I'm just sort of feeding it through the wreath form. I don't want to use hot glue if I don't have to. He's sort of attaching himself to the mesh anyway. Look, he has his little legs are like that, so he's sort of grabbing a hold of the mesh. All right, I want to use some more of this polka dot ribbon too, this red, because I really like it. We're just going to add some more ribbon tails. I hope you guys haven't fallen asleep yet. What time do we have? 9:35.
I'm just plugging away here.
How does mine look, Robin? Does it look okay?
Yeah, it looks great.
Oh, thank you.
That's adorable. Adorable. Oh my
Thank
God.
you. You can do this too, Mimi. I'm going to help you.
Okay. That's a deal.
Because if you have the right ribbons, it really does make the wreath. It does. It makes such a difference.
Okay, I'm gonna sign off.
All right, honey, I hope you feel better. I'll get you the video tomorrow, okay?
Okay, thank
Good
you.
night, Mimi. I think I have, where's my red piece? I know I have a long red piece that I cut at 16 inches. Yes, I want to make a bow tie out of that. And plop that right there. Oops. Piece of ribbon stuck to my foot. Are you still with us, Teresa?
Yes, I am.
Yay! I love when somebody joins us for the first time. How's it going? Are you just watching or are you making too?
No, I'm watching.
Okay.
I just got back from vacation, so I didn't have time
Where
to
were
get
you
the stuff.
where were you on vacation, if you don't mind me asking?
San Diego.
Oh, nice. I've never been to California. I've always wanted to go to
Oh,
California.
it was fun.
Always wanted to go.
Yeah, and I live in Omaha, so it's
Nice. So then we have a little bow tie there, which looks really cute.
Hey, do you ever ship your wreaths? Or
Honestly, I don't really sell as much as I probably should. I have just been so busy with the classes, and I know it's an income stream that I'm really missing out on. I do, sell some locally, but no, I have not shipped any yet. Did you have a shipping question or?
Well, I'm trying to figure out where to buy the boxes at, because we have a
Amazon.
container store.
That's what I was going to say. Everybody buys their shipping boxes for Wreaths on Amazon. And if you give me until tomorrow, I know just who I can ask. I know hardworking mom, Lori Riley Jacobs. She orders a lot of shipping boxes from Amazon. I can get you a link.
Oh, okay.
That's where I think everybody gets theirs from.
Okay.
All
Because
right.
while I was out in California, I saw the cancer wreaths at the Dollar Tree.
The
So
wreath forms, they don't have those at my Dollar Tree yet. I'm so disappointed.
Yeah, me either. So I bought all 40 of them that they had.
They had 40?
Yeah, so I put them in a suitcase and brought them home.
Oh my God. Did you bring an extra suitcase in case you found crafty stuff?
No, I bought one for $10 out there at a Goodwill.
Oh my God. Wow. Yeah, that's something that I'd like to do a class on. I haven't been able to find those out here. I haven't been able to find the cancer frames.
Yeah, I bought 40 of them, so I was like, okay, now I got to start making them.
Do I even have a pipe cleaner in the middle here to put this on? You know what? If you have an issue and you can't find a pipe cleaner, which it looks like I can't because my sign is offset, so I don't really have, I want to put something here, but I don't have a pipe cleaner here. Do not let that discourage you, because you can make yourself a little ribbon bundle by just getting another pipe cleaner, because I got to put something there. That one needs something. So you just twist it around just like that, and you can feed this right through. Because I don't typically put my signs off to the side, but I wanted to try something a little bit different. So we're just going to put this in here and find the wreath form. And amongst all this mesh here, hold on. There we go. And just kind of attach it that way.
Do you have a video on how to do the poof method?
I do. My poof method that I did, actually we just did one last week, is a little bit different because I don't really like how my poofs come out when they're like you know how everybody makes their poofs 10 inches. That's the standard size to make your poof. But I always had an issue with mine just not covering my wreath form well enough. And so I did a wreath the other day where I think it was you that I was just telling this at the beginning of class, where you put your poofs a little tighter together. They're just squished together a little bit more. So you have 6 poofs per section. And if, like I said, if you go and look on the page, if you go and look on the group page, I can even tag you in the post. It was a patriotic wreath. And
Okay.
It came out really, really nice. But I do still want to do a regular poof. I have not done a class on a regular poof yet, but I think if I'm going to, maybe I did. I think I did a white wreath over Christmas time. But I think if I was to do a regular poof wreath, I would want to do a poof wreath with added ruffles to it.
Mm-hmm.
So, does that make sense? I know
Yeah.
that was a long explanation for one little question, wasn't it? All right, let me look.
This is looking nice.
I think it is. I love it. I'm just trying to see if I want to add some more bow ties anywhere. I might want to add Did I put any extra pieces of that? No, but I can still make a bow tie out of this. I'm not even gonna, because I want to put one right here. The ladybug ribbon is so cute. I think I'm going to put another bow tie up there. I actually have a piece of this one in a longer too. I'm going to make one out of this one, and I think I'll put that one up here. But I can't because I don't have a pipe cleaner there. That one's not going to be able to get, I'll just do that with that. Where can I put this now? I need to put it someplace. I'll put it over here. Sometimes you got to kind of think out of the box and make things work. And that looks kind of cute over there. I just kind of, whoops, I just kind of popped another little bow tie over there. Let me see what we have here. I think I'm going to put one over here. With my head in the way. Sometimes I feel like my head is in the way because I'm not really paying attention to where the camera is. That one over there.
Yeah, right now I'm doing graduation wreaths.
You know what? I was thinking about doing graduation wreath.
I'm just doing their colors, and then I put the wood lettering of their first name on it.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'd love to see a picture of that when you're done.
Yeah, I gotta have it done by next weekend.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. It's for my niece. So
No pressure, no stress.
Yeah. With
You
me
can do
working
it.
full time and everything.
Oh my gosh. I'm so busy right now because I work too. I work from home. I have a job from home that I do. So,
Oh, okay.
and I literally, from the minute I wake up until the time I go to bed, I'm either working in my groups with the classes or I'm working in the group, the free group. I'm just busy, busy, busy.
Yeah. Oh, you have another group that you do?
Well, the free one. So I have the paid group, which is this one. And I don't know, I assumed you were already a member of it. I have my free group, which is just called Need to Wreath.
Okay.
Yeah, so, you know, I can send you a link if you want to join that one. That one I started first. There's no classes in that one. It's just like if you belong to any other Wreath groups at all. Do you belong to any other Wreath groups or?
What's her name? Red Dirt or something like that?
Oh, that's
Her name
Paula.
is Paula.
Yeah. So you don't belong to any other the big Wreath groups like Wreath Creators and more and really?
No.
Oh. So no, I have a free group. It's just called Need to Wreath, and it's got almost 50,000 members.
Oh wow.
Huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the other group that I manage. I started that one first. I don't know, you guys. You think I need any more ribbon?
I like it the way it is.
I can keep adding ribbon. I might even add another bundle back here. I see an empty spot here, so hold on.
I think it looks good.
Oh, thank you. Is anybody else with me, or did we lose everybody else here?
I'm here. It looks great, Christina.
Lynn's here. Robin's here. Thank you so much, Robin. Yeah, Bunny was supposed to be here, but then something came up and she couldn't make it, so. Even though I know that there's two. Oh, where did my other ladybug ribbon go? There we go. I'm going to put another one of these down here, even though I don't really like putting two of the same types of ribbon next to each other. I feel like it needs Another bundle down here. I really like it with the sign off to the side like that. I don't usually do that. I like the way it looks. I'm going to put one more up here, I think. One more bundle up here. What color do I want to do? I'm just going to use up the rest of this red and black polka dot just because I like it. Even though that's right there. I'm going to do this. Oh, that one's too long. We're almost done, guys. I'll let you go to bed really soon. You're not going to be able to come to class on Sunday, though, huh, Robin? You work on Sunday?
No, I only work, we have brunch, so we're only open until 2.
Oh, okay, because I have class Sunday. We're doing the camper wreath. I don't know, did you buy one of the kits or no?
I did not, because I wasn't sure what was going on
Uh-huh.
in my crazy world, so.
Well, you're more than welcome to come and join the class anyway.
I probably will, just to watch, you know,
Okay.
see what's going on.
Oh, we're going to have something going on.
Yeah, because you like to say Sunday, Mondays, and you know, you got Wednesday classes, I'll be there.
Okay.
Saturdays I can't do, but I will, you know, just take the videos, so.
All right, my dear. I'm going to add one more bow tie up here, and then we're going to be done, I think. I really love the way this came out. I love these ribbons. All right, that's it. Look how cute that is.
It's
So you can still
adorable.
get a really full wreath using a Dollar Tree frame. You really can. You just have to be creative with your ruffles, and I think my ladybugs look really cute. I can't even fit it in the camera. All right, guys.
I like it.
I do too.
I like it also.
Thank you so much. Make sure you post pictures when you make yours. If anybody needs me to send you links to where I got my ribbon or the sign, I can certainly do that, because I really think that this combination of ribbons and everything looks really great here. So, and having the right ribbons really makes your wreath pop. So, all right, guys, thank you so much.
Thanks, Christina.
Signing off. Have a great night, everybody. Good night.
Night.
Night.